Welcome to the RIOT Podcast. Woo.
So this one will feature an artist that we have now on RadioU called J-Way. So we'll introduce you to him. Super great guy. And when you're done with the podcast, like we always remind you, don't forget to head over to our RadioU Facebook page, and there you can watch our interview with J-Way too.
All right. So today in the podcast, we talk about my shopping extravaganza last night, drinking water. Me and the Peloton guy just really slamming it back. So,
and it's how he drinks the water that I think we all have the problem with.
It's
a little odd. It's eccentric.
COVID test kits, Lamborghinis for birthdays, Spider-Man casting rumors, custom T-shirts, and a way for Nikki to really, I'll just say this. At the beginning of the show, I have a way for Nikki to make some money, and it makes a return at the end of the podcast.
Because we really could make some money this way if we want to have the lifestyle that we want.
That's right. It's right within our grasp in a lot of ways.
I don't know still, but yes, learn about all of it, and then you decide. Don't forget to text hello, and if you ever come across a story you want us to feature during the podcast, just send it to 877 to RadioU. Text your name that you're a podcast listener, and you can send us a link.
Yeah, or if you want to go old school, you can email.
Oh, no. There's no need.
RIOT@RadioU.com.
You're welcome to do that, too. Or at our RadioU Riot Facebook page. You can just message us if it's easiest to.
Whatever's working for you. So you guys have a fantastic day. And don't forget about tomorrow night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. And maybe remind us so we don't forget.
So tomorrow night, which depending on when you're listening to this, on Thursday the 17th, we're hosting an ugly Christmas sweater party on our Facebook page that night. If you want more details, check out riot.radiou.com.
All right, you guys have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Time is getting short before the Radio U Riot Ugly Christmas Sweater Party.
It's our annual event, and it's happening tomorrow night. So we have a special evening show at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on our Radio U Facebook page.
Yes. Now, last night...
Hey, first off, good job getting everything.
I went to the store. It actually, that worked out pretty well. I have here, you requested the Smart Food Snickerdoodle.
Well, we had a listener mention these yesterday because we were looking for holiday limited edition items that we can have during the show tomorrow night, and that one was mentioned quite a lot.
Okay, well, I got that. That's
so it's basically kind of like the popcorn rounds, like rice cake looking things, but they're Snickerdoodle ones.
Okay. I got the chocolate peanut butter pie Oreos, which maybe we've had them.
We really can't remember our Oreos anymore, but we haven't done an Oreo in a while, so I don't think we've done that one, and I don't think we've done that.
So this is a caramel coconut Oreo.
We haven't done that.
Okay. Then I also found here the sugar cookie Hershey Kisses.
Those look so good.
I mean, that's a shame.
You remember you make those cookies with the Hershey Kiss?
Yeah, the peanut butter blossoms.
If you didn't have the bottom peanut butter cookie, but you made it like a sugar cookie and you put that on top, that'd be really good.
That's like a big thing. Hershey's has put out a little recipe book, which you could probably just get it online, where look here, holiday sugar cookie blossoms.
That's it.
One package of sugar cookie mix, and then this stuff.
See, I can do that.
Yeah.
That looks pretty easy.
I got hot cocoa Hershey's Kisses.
Those look good.
Have we had these?
We've not had those.
Okay, I didn't think so. And then...
Do you see all that he's got?
And then I got sugar cookie M&Ms.
No, I have eaten those.
You have? I haven't.
It was when you were gone during COVID time.
And you needed a friend?
It was by myself, and I wasn't going to see you for a while, and I just ate them all. So.
Yeah, well...
It happened, so you can try them, but they're really good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying those. They look good. I mean, they look like M&Ms, and they're good.
But they are super good.
Yeah, so I did that. I'll tell you what, going to a grocery store at 9 o'clock at night, there was just nobody in there. And
that's why you could probably find everything without, being too crowded.
It just felt like a wasteland. And I found, you remember how we were looking at the Milano cookies?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cleared out.
Yeah, they're gone.
I found a spot for them on the shelf, but they're gone.
So we also have the Elf cereal, as we have our grocery bag. We have our Elf cereal, and then we have this sugar cookie cereal as well.
Okay.
So we got plenty for tomorrow night, guys. And we're getting a cake. Like, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I was actually genuinely concerned that we were not going to be able to find anything. And so last night when I kept finding things, I was like, yes,
it's
great,
going to be easy. In fact, I thought if we have too much, we can always save something for Monday or like next week during one of our Christmas shows.
Fantastic.
So we got plenty. You guys did good yesterday helping us out, reminding us of these items, and we found them all.
What you're about to hear will live on the internet forever. Sorry, internet. The worst of the Riot podcast.
So, Nikki, are you done Christmas shopping?
I am, and everything's wrapped. I'm all finished.
Oh, you even wrapped?
I did, yeah. I finished it, I think it was Friday night, Saturday, but it's all done.
I'm straight up having a wrap battle this weekend.
Because you want to get it all done.
Just got to get it done, man. Like, put Die Hard on,
just
start
go
wrapping
for
presents.
It.
If, I don't know. I got to buy probably one or two more things.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to go make that happen. Because otherwise, I'm going to find myself in a sea of humanity.
Well, you're too close to where, depending on the shipping, it's a roll of the dice right now, so you might have to find it in person.
I got to go out and get it. I did order something last night that it was like 2-day whatever, and it's not going to be 2-day. It's supposed to be Tuesday. So.
Oh, next week, Tuesday?
Yes.
A little close, but it's still within the window. It's still fine.
Oh, it's close. It's very very
My favorite is when you're so disappointed when you find out technically it is going to ship in 2 days. That's the window of shipping time, but they're not going to send it out for more than that.
Yeah.
A little trick on the words.
You know what? I don't know what my problem is this year, but I don't even want to wrap. I just want to here, just take it.
Well, do you want to put it in a bag or something?
Maybe
you should do gift bags this year.
I mean, I try to, keep in mind, let's treat others the way we want to be treated.
Would you
and
want your
I
gift
want my
wrapped?
gift wrapped.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So I'm going to wrap them. But there's part of me that's just like, what?
Just are you thankful we're just here and we're having this?
Here,
Can't we just be thankful?
The fact that there's anything at all, that the world is not a flaming ball headed towards oblivion. We're doing great.
And I didn't need to wrap it to hide it from you for a few more seconds. I could have just presented it.
Yeah, I've got people in my life where it's like, here, I'm trying to hide this from you. You know what it is.
If not, just seriously go the gift bag route. You don't even have to wrap.
That's not a bad idea. There are a couple things I could gift bag. Well, how about yours, Nikki? Do you want a gift bag or do you want to wrap?
You technically don't even need to wrap it if you don't want to. You'll wrap it. Well, last year
because people are watching.
Didn't last year you use foil? So
I did.
I think we're fine. We got foil in there.
Maybe I'll wrap it in foil.
Now,
I used foil that I took off of somebody's Christmas cookie. They put foil over the plate of Christmas cookies.
Yeah.
That's what I wrapped Nikki's
and the
present.
bow. But you know what? It looked really nice. It was nice and shiny. So if you run out of wrapping paper, would foil be more expensive? It might not actually be bad.
I think it would be more expensive, but I'll tell you what, I think it's easier to wrap with.
It's a good presentation.
It looks nice.
And if you could grab it when the person's done opening, you can still reuse it again.
Well, you take your leftovers home in that.
I know you do. So it's perfect. Wrap up your own presents as you take them home.
Reuse, recycle, right?
So we're doing our gift exchange during our Ugly Christmas Sweater Party, which is tomorrow night. But yeah, for everybody else, we're getting close to the day. We got to get wrapping up on it. I got to wrap up on the wrapping. You do? You're so close. You're almost there.
I am so close.
This is RadioU's Worst of the Riot.
Amazon has unveiled something that has really caught my attention.
So this is what you think you might kind of want for yourself?
I think I'm going to try this. Maybe not today, but maybe over Christmas break or something like that. Amazon has opened a custom clothing store. And so here's the idea. You can have them make you a custom T-shirt. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, yeah, I want one with Baby Yoda on it.
No, you mean
No, I mean
your COVID shirt that you were wanting to try to come up with and print yourself?
I don't know that you can put logos on it, but here's what it is. You will give them your measurements and they will create a T-shirt designed specifically to fit your body, a custom T-shirt.
Oh, so it's not design custom, but it's more just size custom.
Yeah. Hey, listen, let's not brush that aside. I have one of two problems. It's like either my shoulders are too broad or my belly's too big. So it's like I can wear a shirt that looks like a dress or like...
Meaning it's either way, way, way too big or it's a little snug. It's never the perfect size.
Very hard to find a T-shirt that like fits. And this is something where you're going to give it, your measurements, et cetera, et cetera. I guess it's $25 and you send photos of yourself and you send measurements, and they will make you a shirt specific to your measurements.
So am I looking at it? So it's $25.
$25
for the shirt.
Yep.
And that's interesting. Almost like, what would that be called? I mean, I don't think we've ever
Tailored?
been. Yeah, like a tailored.
Yes.
Like if you'd go to get something tucked in here or shortened or lengthened. So we just never really do that.
I mean, the industrial clothing machine that we all live under, it has clothed the world. There are still people that need clothes, but we are a more clothed society probably than any time in history. But the other side of it is, it really is. It's like 5 sizes fit all. Mm-hmm. Good luck.
Good luck finding it.
And the reality is, many of us with maybe oddly proportioned bodies or fat have a hard time finding.
Let's not use that word today, okay?
Yeah, we have a hard time finding clothes that are that would quite frankly be way more complimentary to your body if you had something that fit properly.
And you're like, well, $25 for a T-shirt, that's actually not bad. But if you were thinking that was expensive, think about how nice it'd be if you had a quality T-shirt that fit you right, as long as it didn't change the first time you washed it.
Yeah.
It would be nice to have one that looked good.
Well, I want to try to remember this because after Christmas, I want to give this a shot.
You should. That's a great idea.
I want to give it a shot. I want to get a custom-made T-shirt. And, if worse comes to worse, it ends up being an undershirt that gets, beat to death. But what if it's amazing?
It was great? It'd be so funny is some people have to buy, like, if you have workwear and you're like, well, I'm getting a custom-made tailored shirt and you think it's like a button-up or something. And then you're like, no, I'm just buying a custom-made T-shirt. Just a soft T-shirt.
It's funny. I think you could get me to convert to plain T-shirts. I like the logoed stuff, but if you would tell me buying logoed T-shirts or like artist T-shirts is such a dice roll. I never know how they're going to fit.
The quality always changes.
The quality's always up and down and all this kind of stuff. This is $25 for a shirt that might, if it fits well, man, a durable,
and
maybe.
If it doesn't have a logo on it, then I guess it is dressier, so it will work.
You know what? I'll buy some iron-on patches.
That's interesting. So it's called Made for You Store, and that was something that they're starting to push today.
And it's $25. It takes longer to get because it is made specifically to your dimension. So it's an on-demand T-shirt. Maybe.
This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Here we go. How do I make extra money in this current climate? Mm-hmm. Climate might be key. We're talking about San Diego. If you've ever been to San Diego, it's wonderful. I don't know what the culture what's the city really like? I just know every time I get off the plane, I'm like, I want to live here for the rest of my life.
Weather-wise, it's almost perfect.
Oh, gosh, it's so great.
You pay a lot to live there.
You do because
it is so
nice.
Perfect.
You are also directly across the Mexican-United States border from Tijuana. Mm-hmm. So you can wander into Tijuana. Be careful what you drink while you're down there. No water. Okay. Even bottled water. I don't know if you should drink that. I know this because I've seen what happens. Well, I mean, I heard what happens, but we don't talk
particular
about it.
Bad case.
Yeah. So we've got a guy in Tijuana who he was bringing into the United States something that's a little harder to get here. Sea cucumbers.
Oh, sea cucumbers? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a thing that we like here, or what are we doing with those?
I guess so. Now, technically, they're protected.
Is that a code for something or what? Is
it a euphemism?
I know. What is it really?
Well, I could really go for a sea cucumber right now, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
What is it supposed to be? Okay, so you can eat sea cucumbers. They can be eaten raw, pickled, or fried. They're usually infused with flavors from other ingredients.
Oh, gosh. Raw, pickled, or fried. Everything in that. Even fried sounds bad.
Oh, I know. But out of all that'd be the only one you would want to eat.
So apparently he was bringing them into the United States. You have to pay a really high import tax on them.
Yeah.
So he was bypassing the middleman and bringing the sea cucumbers factory direct to you.
I guess they're pretty expensive.
Right.
And they're somewhat protected. So I think that's also why they are so looked after.
So apparently he had about $60,000 worth of sea cucumbers.
Oh, that is a good amount of money there.
I know.
300 pounds of the stuff.
Exactly. And so what does that bring me to? It brings me to this. Right now in your environment, there may be things around that are worth a lot that all you've got to be willing to do is put them in the back of a truck, cover them with a lot of legitimate items, and then take them across a border.
Just hope that no one looks below all the tarps at the huge amount of sea cucumbers.
So what the heck? Do we have dogs now that are at the border sniffing for sea cucumbers?
Well, I'm sure they're known and trained to sniff for just unique items or unique smells.
Nikki, you and I absolutely
I don't want to smuggle stuff. I would just start crying at the border.
You're perfect.
I can't. I get nervous when if I cross the border and I don't do anything wrong. You just can't help it.
You're perfect.
I guess they'll be like, oh, she wouldn't do anything like this.
You're perfect. She would be, exactly. I'm telling you right now, Nikki would be the best.
Oh, I don't want to.
Maybe she's not the organizer behind the scenes, even though in reality, that's where her real strengths lie. But if we took her and put her as like the mule out front, man, we would have unprecedented sea cucumber success.
So he had 101 undeclared packages of sea cucumbers that he put in the bed of his pickup truck that he was trying to hide. They are protected under an international trade and endangered species law. So you have to have a certificate of origin for import and exporting these things. And because of that, he was in extra amount of trouble.
Wow. You know, you're taking risks.
And it also shows that he doesn't just stick with sea cucumbers. He also smuggles other food, alcohol, medication, cigarettes, and other times he'd been trying to be caught with other sea cucumbers. So he just doesn't stop there.
So what you're saying is that an entrepreneur, he's in the import-export business, and he's always looking for products.
Well, I'm sure that the reason he's doing it is because there is so much money, but it looks like February 12th, he'll start his sentence, and he was ordered to pay $10,000 to the Mexican government for the loss of its natural resources.
All I'm saying is that around us right now, like where we live, there are probably opportunities that we're missing.
Well, we have a lake near us, so they're lake cucumbers. Is that something that people do?
I'm just saying that you and I need to, right now, we're focused on this show, and we need to just start looking around.
We need to end the good-paying job that we have in order to go out there and try to find some other scam.
A higher-paying job. And, okay, like you're getting more than your yearly salary for an afternoon of sea cucumber driving.
It's true, but I would just crack at the border, man. I'd start talking about them. I'd be eating one as I'd go through.
Maybe the riot would sound better if they spent less time improving their lives at their gym. That was sarcasm. It's the riot on RadioU.
I'm a little concerned.
About?
Myself. Because I think that maybe I'm selling out to the establishment, to the man, as it were. Because everybody's so upset about what Tom Cruise said on the set of Mission Impossible 7. And I read through what he said, and I'm like, nope.
Now, it could be.
He is telling it like it is.
He is. And it's either a couple of things. Tom Cruise, traditionally, depending on, like the other stuff with him.
I'm not talking about that.
We're moving that to the side. But outside of that, people always say he's a pretty nice guy.
Right.
Works well with a lot of people. So I think for some, it's shocking to hear him say some of these things. But you're right. When you hear what he's talking about in this clip that was leaked about him yelling at workers on the set of Mission Impossible who were not social distancing like they were supposed to follow COVID rules for filming, he lets them have it, and people are not as excited to listen to that.
Again, this is why it's just a sign to me that I'm selling out, because I read that and I'm like, yeah, as a producer, you're financially responsible, and you don't want to be yelled at, but you also want to get paid. And so him saying, like, you screwing around means that guy over there might not get paid. I'm just like, yep.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's true. He is saying what's truthful.
Distance and mask, baby.
And it's not like that here, but in the entertainment industry, the language and the tone that you're hearing in this is actually really common.
Very common.
So, I mean, getting screamed and yelled at is not too odd because of the heat of the moment when someone's filming and they're working.
It's a very intense environment.
It is. And that intensity never stops until what you're creating has been created. So a lot of apologies are made after filming or producing a lot of stuff. And I don't think people realize about that energy that's kind of always there.
Yeah. Well, I'm a sellout. I'm a voice piece for the man. I looked
You're
through
thinking that's okay.
I looked through Tom Cruise's comments and I was like, I don't know. I have not been a producer that's responsible for that kind of money, but I have been a producer before, and I look at it and I'm like, I don't condone it, but I understand it.
Well, they keep comparing it to Christian Bale's meltdown, and it is not
even close.
The same. I mean, that is not even on the same level. And then who was that director that was yelling at the Lily Tomlin? Like, there's been a few other like high profile people screaming on set, and this is not anything close to that.
Again, he's not screaming because he's I cannot believe here I am defending Tom Cruise. I just need to shut up. I'm a voice piece for the man. But like, he's trying to protect people's jobs, and protect the what health. He's doing, and that's not the same as being like, don't step into my light, bro.
Yeah, there's a big difference.
There's a big difference there. See?
I don't know. Does anybody else? What do you think? I mean, did you listen to the Tom Cruise meltdown audio?
Too much time in the production industry. I just look at this and go like, hey, man, this guy's trying to keep people's jobs. Good for him. And then I start to choke on my own spit because I'm like, what are you saying?
There's a lot to it. So did you think Tom Cruise was too much or not enough, or you understand like that's kind of how that is, or what your thoughts are on it? Just feel free to text it 877-2RadioU, because I think we're too far in on the industry to not think that it's like, oh, it's not as shocking to us.
Yeah.
But I want someone else who's like never been in that side.
That's fair.
And I don't like being yelled at, so you would think I'd be totally against it, but I do understand.
Yeah, no. I totally get that. I don't want to be yelled at either. I don't like it.
I don't like it, especially when it's in front of people.
I don't want to be yelled at in front of people.
And so that's what people were upset about the most.
Yeah! You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
So over the weekend, there was an event where Santa and Mrs. Claus showed up. And they had 50 different kids that came, sat on Santa's lap. Mrs. Claus, it appears, did wear a mask, but Santa can't wear a mask.
Well, I'm surprised because at least in our area, Santa has to be behind, a glass shield sort of thing. He has to be wearing a shield or a mask, or has to have the thing in front. And then the kids can't really go anywhere close to him.
Like, Santa, there's an extra $5 in this for you if you're willing to recreate Spock's death scene from Star Trek II with me. That's what I want our picture to be.
Oh, is that between glass or something?
I know nobody else is getting that, but I'd pay extra for that.
You'd go, that'd be the perfect Christmas card for you.
This is what I want for Christmas, Santa. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Well,
or the one.
You might have to pull up a clip of the part of the movie just so people know what you're talking about.
You know what? Everybody knows. Mm-hmm. We all shed some tears over that, right?
Now, I mean, were they following rules then? Because it doesn't feel like it. No. Did someone get in trouble?
Here's what I love, okay? So they have their event. Mm-hmm. They have 50 kids sit on Santa's lap and get their picture taken. 2 days later, Santa tests positive for the COVID.
No!
So that means every single one of those kids that went to see Santa that day now needs to quarantine.
Oh, and so they were letting everybody know. That's miserable. All you wanted was just a picture.
Merry Christmas.
You just wanted a Santa picture, and now you get to hang out and not go anywhere else.
Merry Merry Christmas.
So does the place get in trouble for not following rules, or was it in a place where they didn't have the same rules?
I don't know. The city of Ludowici is just like, hey, it's fine. They weren't at any more risk than if they had gone to school. It's like a whole thing. If you want something to get mad about, I guess you can read that. I don't want to read any more. I just want to have a good, solid laugh at like Santa, I want a Red Ryder BB gun for Christmas. And he's like, you're going to need it to fight off this disease old Santa's giving you.
So it says it was in Georgia. Was it our Georgia or the other Georgia? I can't tell.
You mean like Russia?
I don't know. I just can't tell. I think it was maybe here.
I'm pretty sure it's here.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
So they say that, again, they weren't any more at risk, but they are, because...
And they do say they stand by the thing of setting up and having the event. They just said that Santa and Mrs. Claus did not show any symptoms going into it, so they unfortunately tested positive after.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. It's you can be asymptomatic for 2 days.
Sure.
And be shedding the virus. You know what? I'm done talking about it. I just want to have a good laugh at the idea of Santa being like, sit in Santa's lap. Let me breathe in your face.
Oh, and yeah, Mrs. Claus, she's wearing a mask, but it's missing the nose. I can see the nose. It's not covering that important part.
Oh.
They just got it a little wrong, and that's okay.
I sure am glad I bought that nuclear missile Armageddon bunker. I'm going to be doing the first 6 months of 2021 in there.
That's where you're staying at.
It's nice. I mean, there's a lot of different rooms and stuff. So if you want to come by and check it out, you can bang on the glass and say hi.
We would give the Riot flowers to show our appreciation, but Obadiah's probably allergic. What isn't he allergic to? This is the Riot on RadioU.
I am very much looking forward to the time in my life when I become a billionaire, because that's when you go from being weird and quirky, and we can start using words like eccentric and successful.
Yeah, well, for this, I don't know. Does this ever come across? Like, is this normal because he has so much money, or is this weird to anybody else?
Well, Nikki, you tell us what he does.
So it's the co-founder and the CEO of Peloton, John Foley. He talked about a morning routine that he has.
Yeah, I have a morning routine. It's get up and go to work.
Well, you drink a lot of water in the morning.
I actually do.
So this is similar. It's not the water part. I guess it's kind of like how he does this that's kind of a bit odd, but he said that he learned a long time ago that he almost, he had his inspiration from others, that really when you get up, it's about hydrating right away.
Yeah.
So he drinks what he says is 40 sips of water until he feels like throwing up right when he gets up. And he drinks the 40 sips of water by cupping his hands at the sink each morning, and that's how he drinks until he gets sick to his stomach to have enough water.
Why does it have to be?
Why does it have to be in the hands? And it's the bathroom sink, and he just keeps drinking it.
First off, not bothered by the bathroom sink.
I
whatever.
am. I'd rather.
I'm not bothered by the hands.
Is that filtered? I don't know. You're not bothered by the hands?
Nikki, he's a billionaire. It's not just filtered. He has moved a glacier from Alaska that lives in his basement, and it gets melted every time he wants water, even to flush a toilet.
So he says he started this 20 years ago when a colleague told him that hydration is the key to a good day. So that's his routine right when he gets up. 40 sips of water from his hands at his apartment until he feels like throwing up.
I probably drink, I would say somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 50 ounces of water before I've left my house, because I don't, it's not like I drink when I first get up, but when I go downstairs, man, if you guys just saw the stack of vitamins and antidepressants and whatever the heck it is that I take every day, I have a huge glass of water.
Yeah.
Then I start taking pills. Water. Then I have another huge glass of water.
So do you think you have the same amount as his 40 sips from his hands?
No.
I wonder what that equals to.
You think you get a couple ounces in a hand cup, but you're losing a lot when you're going
with the
up.
splash. But he's been doing this for 20 years. He knows how to drink water out
from
of his hands. Yeah.
Is he using a 2-hand cup or a 1-hand cup?
It doesn't say. That's a good question,
you
though.
You get down there and slurp a little bit. And you just slurp till you want to throw up. I want to throw up already.
And
just
he
hearing about
constantly
it.
says that. That's the sign that your body's hydrated, when it starts to feel like, hey, we've had enough. But he does this for the last 20 years.
Okay. Well, you know what? I've had enough of a lot of things.
I would prefer, now I'm not drinking enough, so maybe his approach is better, just getting it done, like first thing in the morning. But
right.
I prefer, you get yourself a big Starbucks reusable cup and just fill that thing up.
Just go to town.
Yeah, but maybe he's right. Maybe you got to drink all that water right away.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's made me thirsty. Could also be that beef jerky I was eating. So,
Jared, this is a good point. He texted, is the water running the whole time? We want to make sure we're not wasteful.
He's a billionaire.
He can handle it.
He can melt as many glaciers as he wants.
And people are only upset when it's all of us that are wasting water, not when it is a millionaire.
Well, Nikki, that's the thing is when you cross over to a certain level, you're allowed to do whatever you want.
I guess, no, he's not a millionaire.
He's a billionaire.
Yeah, that's right.
He became a billionaire this year, and a lot of that had to do with Peloton due to
COVID and restrictions and quarantine.
We actually, that company's value has shot up as a result because a lot of people are looking for ways to work out at home.
Everybody bought the bikes.
Yeah, they did. Not everybody. I'm still...
You're also not sipping the water from the sink.
I know. That's why I got to start.
You're missing out. This is why we're not happy.
I need to start.
The Riot really wanted to do this live, but now they can play video games and eat rice cakes instead. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Okay, Nikki. I got a text here from Bethany. Here's what she asks. You ready?
Yeah.
Obadiah, who is obviously wise.
Yes.
And lives such a life. He's on his way to billionaire status for sure.
Inspiration, I think, to others that are listening.
She says, Obadiah, what's your tip for drinking so much water? I really struggle to drink water. Bethany, here's the thing. When people say they struggle to drink water, I kind of don't understand it. So this is not a great tip for you, but for me in the morning when I wake up, one of the first things I want to do is drink water. And I don't even want a little bit. I have these blue plastic cups that I think they're probably, they're not quite 32 ounces, but they're probably they're 20 something ounces. One of the first things I do is fill that up and just drink it straight down.
Right away?
Just
first thing in the morning?
Oh my gosh. And you know what's funny is every morning without fail, I'll drink it and be like, oh, it's so good.
It's just regular water or for me, I don't like water in the morning. It makes me nauseated.
But that's what the Peloton guy wants you to be.
Well, no, but I'm not even drinking anything to get to that point. I just don't like water. Water is just boring.
Oh, I love water. So I'm just like,
yeah. Bethany, I don't know if this is going to be a help to you.
I know. So I just drink it down. Then when I go downstairs, and like I said, I got a bunch of vitamins and stuff that I'll take. So it's then I have another one of those blue cups full of water.
Man.
Then I take whatever the pills are. And then we had this friend one time that, if she was telling us the truth, and maybe she was, she went to the hospital because she got this really bad ulcer because this pill stuck in her esophagus. So
you extra drink water just to make sure the pills don't stick there?
Yeah. I'm just give me more water. I got it. So, I've had, honestly, I'm not just saying this, I've probably had 60, 70 ounces of water before I've even left the house.
Stop it. That's too much.
And when people say, they're like, I'm trying to drink enough water. And I'm just like, what are you even talking about? I'm trying to go to the bathroom less. I'm trying to restrict my water intake. There's never a point in the day where if you said to me, you want to go to the bathroom? I'd be like, yeah, let's go.
But,
and I could go to the bathroom and then 2 minutes later be like, sure, let's go again.
Aren't you so full of liquid, though? Because then you drink so much soda and coffee. Isn't your stomach just full of water?
Oh, that water's so good.
I don't know. Why do you think I buy so many cups? I try to get inspiration, and I'm trying to find the magic cup that'll make me happy to drink water.
I don't know. I figure one day I go to the doctor and oh, you know what? The reason you're drinking all this water is because you got
something's wrong.
You got a fish that lives inside you. You didn't know that, did you?
That's a nice thing. You could say that. I thought you were going to say something else.
You've been putting water in there for a fish your whole life.
Well, Bethany, so for Obi, he just has to drink it in the morning.
I love it. I love water. I drink water. I think I have a nervous habit of drinking, which I'm totally serious when I tell you this. Because if I'm at my desk, if I'm working in the office, I got this thing full of water. Mm-hmm. I'll just fill it up.
Keep drinking it.
Drink it. Go to the bathroom, fill it back up.
Well,
and I just repeat that cycle until I go home. And then I get up 5-10 times a night, go to the bathroom. It's fine.
Maybe that does not help you with your 3 a.m. wake up every morning.
I don't know.
Well, there we go. Are we all inspired to just get up, seize the day, drink more water?
Have you guys ever seen a photo of my body? How perfect it is? Have you ever seen a photo of my bank account? How wealthy I am? Maybe water is not the key to unlocking a better you.
But it's something you obviously need if your body's craving it so much.
Something.
Is it healthy eating so many snacks, chips, and Oreos every single morning? No, of course not. But they do it for you.
Too many guys got the stomach for this line of work.
That's real love. It's The Riot on RadioU.
Nikki, I have never spoken to anyone from the Netherlands before.
You never have?
I've
Jay-Way's the first?
to many people from many different locations, but never someone from the Netherlands.
Well, good morning, Jay-Way. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you guys feeling?
We're doing good.
So, okay, are you a native of the Netherlands?
Born and raised here in Amsterdam, sir.
Well, you speak English with almost no accent. I expected some kind of an accent. How is that?
Yeah, man, since a youngin', I've been had a fascination for the English language. And I think it started with watching a lot of Cartoon Network, watching a lot of MTV, a lot of movies. Yeah, man. So yeah, that's how it kind of came about. And I actually moved to New York when I was a youngin' for like a little bit. And then I think the people over there even felt like I spoke as the people from there. So.
Sure.
Well, call me impressed. I was wondering just how good your English would be, and here it is, flawless. So that's awesome. So, hey, talk to us. I don't even know where to start. I mean, a hip-hop guy from Amsterdam. What's the scene like for hip-hop in Amsterdam? Like, what's that look like?
Man, it is the biggest genre in the Netherlands at the moment. It is everywhere, man. The way people dress, the way people talk, everything, man. And I feel like there was a time where EDM music was really big out here, the dubstep music, and now all of these big EDM DJs want to make hip-hop music. So it's crazy.
So they're all switching to more of a hip hop style then?
Yeah, man. Everybody's reaching out for, they even switched up their production. Some even stepped out of EDM to fully produce hip hop.
Okay. So how did you get your start in hip hop?
My start in hip hop, well, it started with my parents. My dad is a DJ. My dad is a DJ, and he would play all types of genres. I think hip hop was my favorite genre at the time. I remember hearing Hip Hop Hooray for the first time by Naughty by Nature, and just the energy of hip hop, man. It's just, and then, in high school, that was all we used to listen to, just artists like Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, who else? Snoop Dogg, Drake, all that. Yep.
So when
you grow up in a musical household, I guess that just keeps you going in with the love of music.
It absolutely does. With you being an artist, now we talk to guys from Wales, we talk to people in the United States, obviously, and
a lot from London. We have a lot of our artists there.
Talk to artists from London. What is the music scene like during quarantine there? Like, how are you guys are probably not doing shows? Like, what's that look like?
It's weird, man. It's so awkward because a lot of artists really had their, they breakout year, and they're not even able to go outside of their country to do shows and to, meet the people that are streaming their music. So it's very, very awkward. And I think a lot of people are confused. Some people want to hold back their music till next year when the, festival starts to open up again. And some people feel like, okay, this might be the apocalypse. Let me just release now.
Just send it out now. That is. This is Jay-Way. He's got
a combination.
A little bit of both. Yeah. He's got our new song, No, I'm Not Okay, on RadioU. Well, at least in the United States, a lot of our artists have realized that, you can't just send out music and then it is what it is. And touring over the last few years hasn't been as big of a drive for a lot of them. But now I think you're right. Like, they just don't know what to do. Should you wait until next year if things would be a little bit better? And by the end of this year, we started to get more and more singles because I think they kind of felt like they had waited long enough, and you got to come out with something new. So it's at that point where we're just starting to get more and more now from people who've been writing so much during quarantine.
Yeah, a lot of people feel FOMO. I guess it's a lot of releases at the same time. So a lot of people feel like they have to drop. Yeah, I think a lot of people expected, at least for me, I expected things to, get back to normal after the summer. So I released right before the summer or in the middle of it. Wait, what? July is right before the summer, right?
Sure.
Yeah, it's in the summer.
It's in the summer.
Further away? Okay, yeah. Man, it's my birthday in July. How could I not know? But I was expecting to do shows in the fall that year, this year, but unfortunately not. So yeah, it's definitely weird, and especially knowing that this project has reached so many people, I made so many new fans, and I'm not able to see.
Yeah, but at least we're glad he didn't wait, because it still is a good song for the right time, and I know so many people have loved hearing it on RadioU. So we are glad that you went ahead and sent that out.
Man, shout out to RadioU, man. You guys been spinning, yo. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
You are welcome. So, hey, in the middle of, so you can't get out and play shows, you're still living life. What else are you doing during quarantine? Like, are you working? Are you studying?
During quarantine. This is my life during quarantine. It's either this.
He's holding the Switch up.
Nintendo Switch or PlayStation.
There it is.
Or
just
okay.
recording
He's working his
music.
vocals. Okay.
So we staying productive, just making sure y'all know that I'm still working.
So you guys didn't see it, but we got a chance to watch him cleaning up his room before the interview. So I just wanted to know
what else is in there.
Oh man, he exposed me. Oh man, yo, I can't be looking crazy for the people, man.
That was very smart of you, just to tidy up a little bit. Because if you guys aren't joining us, you can hop onto Facebook. If you go to RadioU right there, you can catch Jay-Way and actually see him in his room and his setup.
In his clean room.
Very clean, very organized.
He's taking care of all of that, Nikki.
That's me in the back, by the way.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Picture taken in Jordan.
That's cool, man. So what are you playing on your PlayStation or Switch? You got a game? I love to play games, so I just got to know. You working through anything?
Man, let me tell you something. I am a Dragon Ball Z enthusiast. This is my life. Look at this.
I love it, dude. I love it.
You see the picture in the back, right? That's Goku right there.
Yeah.
So you really
my favorite characters. Right
you really
there.
all are about that.
Yeah.
He's not lying to you, Nikki.
So when I play video games, is Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
That's all I do.
Well, it has been really
butts online.
It's been really great to meet you, Jay-Way. We're so glad that we got a chance to play your music and a chance to see you. And we hope you find the ultimate Dragon Ball and achieve your final form.
We hope that works
only
out.
My first form.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
man, thank you so much.
Well, you are welcome.
Thank you for having me. And you guys been showing so much love, man. I appreciate you guys for real.
Well, we appreciate you too, man.
If you missed out on the next Riot moment when it originally aired, you don't know how lucky you are. You're listening to the worst of the Riot podcast.
I've got great news if you've been wanting to test yourself for the coronavirus at home.
What can we do? Well, there are at-home tests. The problem is they're very expensive.
Yes.
And you still need to wait sometimes even longer because it has to go to a lab somewhere for you to then get your results. So it's not always practical because, if you go get the test done in person, a lot of times that's faster now than it used to be.
Well, here's what we have, Nikki. The FDA has authorized a test that has been made by Illume.
I think it's an Australian company.
Okay. It comes with a nasal swab analyzer, and it connects to an app on your smartphone. I wonder if it'll let you tweet your COVID status.
Probably, but it gives you, like in 20, 30 minutes, results through your phone without going to have to send it to a lab.
Okay. And so they say that it will be shipping more than 100,000 tests per day starting next month.
Oh, and the biggest thing, it's only $30.
Oh, yes.
That's actually compared to the almost $130 to $200 of the other ones I've seen.
Yeah, it's true. We looked at some of the at-home testing they had at Costco, I think it was.
Yeah, they had some, yeah.
And it was like you got 3 tests for $130 something.
Well, that wasn't a Kirkland one. It was a different brand. It wasn't Costco's brand.
It's true.
So it's still expensive and, again, would take many days to get your response because you got to mail it in.
So this says 96% accuracy. So it's correctly identifying 95% of positive cases, 97% of negative cases.
So what do you think we think the problem is, though, with this test?
Anybody know? 3, 2.
It's a nose test. It's not a saliva side of your mouth one.
Right.
So can you stick this up your nose on your own high enough? Can you do this on your own?
That's the real question is how far back in your nasal cavity?
Can you go?
Not your nose.
Yes.
Your nasal cavity. I'm talking getting up into your sinuses, yo.
Maybe it has a stopper and you have to put it up until the stopper touches or something. So you know that you're putting it up high enough.
Yeah, okay. That could be. I just know that I have had the joy of having 3 COVID tests. The first one, I had a very intense reaction to it.
Is that the one you were crying and sneezing all at the same time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. From pain? No, I'm talking involuntary, just tears rolling down my face. And
because of it being so far up there.
So far up my nose. My eyes just immediately began to water. It was coughing, sneezing, it was rough.
But if you go to different places, there are less.
Yes, there
are less invasive ones up the nose. It just depends on who you get, and can you do it yourself at home?
The second time I had it done, the lady's like, "Oh, we have these new swabs, so it's not the same as what you've had before." And I was like, "Oh, great." But then the third time, it was an in between where it was. She was
little of both.
Pretty sure she was a med student. Absolutely no sense of humor about the proceedings at all. I tried, and I'll just
that
say,
was
I'll
the one
say
that
this.
was positive.
That was the one that was positive. I'll say this: there is I don't know what it is that's on the end of the Q-tip, whatever thing that they jam up there, but the first time and the third time, I tasted whatever that solution was
yuck.
For a solid couple of hours. Even after drinking something, it's still draining down the back of your throat.
Well, that's, again, the question. It'd be so amazing for a lot of people to have at-home test for only $30, but can you properly perform the test on your own? Or if you've never had a COVID test, are you so afraid of how far up is it supposed to go up your nose? I wish it was a swab one. I wish it was a saliva one.
Well, yeah.
I wish it was that. I could do that. I don't want to put something up my nose.
I'll just tell you, Nikki, that'd be a lot easier.
I know. It would be. Why can't we just work towards that? And I know there are some, but over time, I guess.
Do you have one where you just look in my eye?
Can it just tell from that, or you just go like this? Just breathe on it ever so slightly, and it'll tell you if you're positive or not.
Does that work?
Maybe we need to be the ones to work on that.
Maybe we do.
I just want to get through all this without having to put that up my nose.
Are people really still listening to the Riot? You don't have work to do or laundry to fold or literally anything else to do? The Riot, RadioU.
Now, it's not my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we got 9 months or so before we get back to my birthday. But, Nikki, they say a lot of times our failure as people is a failure to dream big. Our dreams are too small. At least that's what the people at the airport hotel said when I went to their seminar.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, they said I was dreaming too small.
Around your birthday, or is it just around gift holidays?
Well, I feel like that's just a general statement, but I feel like it's been brought out to me very clearly in this. Cardi B, she's an artist. She just gave her husband a gift for his birthday.
Yeah.
It's a $600,000 Lamborghini.
Well, isn't that special? That's really nice, isn't it?
Well, it is. And so, I was reading it and I just thought, I haven't even asked for something like that.
You never will get if you don't ask.
I've never even asked. So maybe what I really need to do is I'm not dreaming big enough.
Now, how also, she keeps getting in trouble, but how come they also get to have a big party with everybody without following any of the rules?
Because, Nikki,
they're special and they get to be exempt from all of that.
People who buy Lamborghinis don't have to obey the rules.
They make their own rules.
The rules are for Little people.
That's fine.
Like you and me.
We can't even have parties and we don't get Lamborghinis.
No. But I mean, if you're a celebrity, you can have as many friends over as you want.
Yeah, you're allowed to.
Because again, it's okay for them. It's not okay for us.
So a Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, which is $600,000.
I don't even want a Lamborghini.
Hey,
that's actually the truth.
Dude, you don't want that. How do you drive that? That's not an everyday car. How do you get the insurance on that?
Yeah, but
I'd be too scared to drive it.
Like, he doesn't even, like, it's offset. So, like, he
probably has many of those.
I was going to say, and he doesn't have a job like I'm not saying he doesn't work. He does, but not like this. He's not like every day, like, gotta make the donuts.
Like, can you take a Lamborghini?
Gotta drive the Lambo down to Dunkin'.
Like, can you imagine having that in traffic?
No. I mean, like, even us, like, well, we could probably get away with it. We drive it off times.
Well, we do, but it's so dark, and I would just be so worried that some creature from the side of the road would run right into it.
I wouldn't.
It's too nice.
No.
Too nice.
Well, I've told you before, like, if I was going for a high-performance automobile, I just want a Porsche.
You do, yeah.
Yes. That actually is a car that can be an everyday car. Do a little research on them there.
Seems a bit more reasonable than this, but it's still a nice-looking car.
Of course it is. It's amazing.
It's fine.
And so, Nikki...
Is that something we should be asking for?
Well, if it costs $600,000 and it's 10 months to my birthday...
Should I? Can you tell me what
if you
month
just
I need to
set aside $60,000 a month?
Is that how much I would need to set aside?
You can go ahead and do that. And you're like, that's impossible. Well, I want you to know, if you'd been with us for the entire show, you would know that we were reading up on a sea cucumber smuggling ring that we're making about $66,000 per trip.
You're right, going through the border in San Diego, and it's like, well, maybe that's how you can afford, without being a hip hop artist, you can afford something like this.
One trip a month for 10 months, and Obadiah's got his Lambo.
You're good. Now, wait, wouldn't I need to make a little extra, though, just so we can afford to maintain the vehicle?
Well,
make sure we have enough.
How much? Just like, no, I'm going to need that $60,000 a month for maintenance. So, Nikki, I'm going to need you to keep smuggling sea cucumbers.
You're like, does she ever stop working? No, she does not.
Oh, she works one day a month smuggling sea cucumbers.
That's just for your stuff. I'd have to work to maintain my own life, too.
I'm not as worried about that.
I would need more sea cucumbers.
Worst of the Riot podcast.
Listen, I don't know if all these casting rumors are true, but if they are, whoa!
Are you excited about one?
All this stuff for Spider-Man 3?
It seems like they're just putting everybody who's ever been in a Spider-Man movie back into it.
I know.
And you're excited. Obviously, you're excited about that.
It's perfect.
Doesn't it feel too full, though? Or
no.
They could add more?
Yes.
Okay.
Get animated Spider-Man in there.
Somehow.
How do you do that?
Well, they can manage it. So
Spider-Gwen from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That.
So who is still Spider-Man, though? With all the casting, like I can't recall. Is it the one guy?
Well, Nikki, in our heart, we're all Spider-Man.
No, but like who's actually still the main one at this point? Is it Tom?
Yes, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Okay,
Yeah.
so he's the current main still Spider-Man.
But they're saying that we're going to see Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
All within the movie?
Spider-Man 3,
Yeah.
Kirsten Dunst will come back to play Mary Jane. Emma Stone we'll see doing Gwen Stacy. There's a rumor floating that William Dafoe has agreed to come back as Green Goblin, that Alfred Molina's agreed to come back for Dr. Octopus.
Was there Jamie Foxx in one, too?
Yes.
He's coming back?
That's not a good one.
He just didn't want to include that
I think
one.
Jamie Foxx is a great actor. I think that his Electro was terrible.
It just wasn't right.
Yeah. But that being said, apparently Charlie Cox will be reprising the role of Daredevil. That's a big deal because he's Daredevil from the Netflix show, which I guess we're coming up on. There's like so many years that had to go before Netflix lost the rights to it.
Oh, so they might bring Daredevil back in a different show?
I hope so. I thought he was so good as Daredevil. In fact, all those Marvel actors were great. The Luke Cage guy and the Jessica Jones girl.
You
and
loved
then,
those.
You know what? Even, okay, I feel like if they had gotten Iron Fist right, which they didn't, I don't think the actor was bad. I think that was all very poorly conceived of and written.
Those are totally good for redoing those and sending him back out as something new.
Do it. Do it!
Obi's up for it.
I am up for it.
Keep adding everyone into the new upcoming Spider-Man movie, okay?
Go for it. They should get that guy that played Spider-Man on the TV show from like 1,000,000 years ago.
Put him in somehow.
Why not? And what about the one guy? He voiced Spider-Man in the cartoon.
Again, when I was getting all this casting news for the new Spider-Man stuff, I was like, wow, it is overwhelming. But if you were a fan, it seems like anyone and everyone who was ever a big character in a Spider-Man movie will be in this new one.
It sounds really cool. Like, I'm 100% up for it. And I love the idea of them tying all of that stuff together.
Well, sometimes you feel like they're trying to ignore other movies or like, oh, no, this is something new. Don't even think about that Spider-Man. But it's nice that they're acknowledging all the other stuff.
Very cool.
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The Riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
You don't want to hear any of this.
No, it's
It doesn't
fine.
matter.